Hello, everybody. Welcome to Equestrian Tea Time. I am Isabeau Salas, your host. My co-host is Emma Jenkinson of Emma Jenkinson Dressage in Nevada. On this episode of our podcast, we have a conversation with Vivian. Both Vivian and Emma had the unique experience of spending a couple of months in the winter at some very short-lived internships at Friesians of Majesty, which is in Vermont. Friesians of Majesty was a Friesian breeding farm that had a fairly significant public profile. They had possibly up to 200 horses there at one time. In 2023 and 2024, they had 4 separate seizures where horses went to Dorset Equine Rescue and Gentle Giants horse rescues. Basically, their breeding program got out of hand, and they were not able to keep staff on, and the whole thing was a mess. Despite that, they managed to keep a good public profile. A lot of people went there for sleigh rides and got swept up. There's a lot of Friesian enthusiasts in the United States, and people who had gone there as tourists or to see shows got a very good impression. But there was another side of the farm where there was just too many horses and too rough conditions, and things deteriorated over time. So Vivian's going to tell us about her experience there, and we will link to several of the news articles that detail more about the seizures in 2023 and 2024. Thanks for listening.
Show my face. Okay.
Welcome. Hello.
Hi. Hello.
Thanks for joining us.
Yes.
So we're so excited. You're the first person to message us from our podcast. So
yeah, I was so excited when I found that podcast, because it kind of, I haven't talked to any of the people that I used to work with there in quite a while. So it was interesting to hear your perspective, Emma, of working there as well.
Yeah, thank you. It took me a long time to talk about it, actually.
Yeah, I was rehashing it in my head, and it was making me it felt like trauma. It was making me sad. It was interesting to relive it, talk about it. But yeah, I understand why you felt that way.
All right. So, Vivian, so what do you want to do? Do we want to just talk about this place as the farm where you used to work, or do you want to actually mention the specific name, and how much detail do you want to get into here? We can just refer to it as the farm, or we can refer to it by its actual name if you want to put it out there more. What are you comfortable with?
Yeah, I'm okay saying the name. That's fine.
Okay.
I think it'd be good to refer to just the owner.
Okay.
Not really talk too specific about names but the place is fine. Yeah, I can talk.
Okay. All right. Great.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. So should we start by Emma? Do you want to briefly review your time there? I don't know how much time you have, Vivian. We can jump in with your conversation, or we can go through if you're tight on time or you're just eager to talk, or we can have Emma just remind us of what the details of her time were there first.
Yeah, it'd be cool for Emma to talk a little bit about.
All right, Emma, we'll put the burden on you for getting things rolling here.
Awesome. So I did a brief internship there, and I'll have to look back at the email because I went back and looked at what years it was. That I'm torn between what year it was. However, I had just a lot of experiences that almost got me injured. Just some husbandry practices that I was not comfortable with and caused a lot of that possible injury. And for years, I kind of gaslit myself thinking that it wasn't that bad and that I had failed somehow doing that and then leaving so quickly. But, now I look back and I'm surprised I didn't get any lessons like I was supposed to. I didn't get to ride horses. I didn't get any instruction from the dressage trainers there, which is what I was there for. I wasn't paid enough to even leave. and I was kind of stuck there when I wanted to leave, and the living conditions were not okay. And yeah, and then later on we find out that he's going through this legal battle over and over, and some of these horses have starved and or been unalived and are at rescues now. And that's when I decided to speak up about it and felt that I probably wouldn't be pursued legally. So yeah.
Like all the things you said is so relatable. Like everything you said there. It's like the isolation, not having enough money, you're scared to leave. There's also the fact that you're like working with other women or other girls that, if you were to leave, that burden would be placed on them. And it was scary. You felt bad because they were your team. And oh yeah, I can totally relate to to all of that. Feeling guilty about leaving after, I think you left after 3 months too?
2 or 3 months in January.
Yes.
Wow.
In the dead of January. And yeah, I remember being guilted by the barn manager at the time as well, and feeling that I needed to leave immediately because I couldn't just sit there in the house with one angry girl who was off that day while everyone else worked, So yeah, I hadn't even thought about that. Wow.
Yeah. I can totally relate. Yeah, I first got the job. Well, I call it a job because it was like a job. Not really though. I started the internship, when I was 21 in 2013, and the owner found me on, Yard and Groom. And it was really interesting because I had posted a video of me riding, and it was just like an ordinary video of me riding. And he was like, "Oh, that was amazing." Like he made it sound like I was an amazing rider, but I could ride horses. The point of the video was just to show that I was riding. So, or that I could ride. And that was kind of interesting to me that he was like so gung ho about getting me over there. Cause I lived in California and they were in Vermont, obviously. So that was a big move for me, and I was super excited about it, but it was almost like it was too good to be true. And so like when I finally got there and got to see what it was like, sharing the rooms with, I think you probably had the same situation where it was like a dorm, but there's like no, privacy. There was only one bathroom. And it was basically isolation, so there was no phone. There was a phone, but we could only use, I don't know if this is the same for you, but we could only use the phone, I believe, once a week. Like we weren't allowed to, we had no reception too, so I wasn't able to communicate with my mom. And we would only, we were only allowed to go out if we had a car, and I did not have a car there. So I had to rely on the other interns, which I think we had about 7 at the time. But when I left, there were only 3 of us. So yeah.
Big influx there. There was Wi-Fi, so I had like a computer or something so I could communicate. But yeah, I did not have phone service there.
It was crazy. Wild. Yeah. Yes. It was a very, it was completely different from where I was from too, because in California, we had snow, but in Vermont, the winter was horrible. Like,
no idea what for.
Yeah, the pipes would freeze like immediately. Like, we would get admonished for the pipes freezing, but it's like, dude, like, we're trying our best. And like, at one point I was like crying and my tears froze. Like, it's that cold there. So
frozen boots on, possible frostbite kind of things going on. Yeah.
I think I have permanent nerve damage in my feet from, the cold. I'm pretty sure I do.
Yeah, I mean, I live in New Hampshire right now, and I have a few $1,000s worth of heated gear that I have to deal with this. I mean, socks, gloves, I have multiple vests, it's April. I'm still wearing my heated vest. You really do need serious equipment to work outside in the winter in England. You need serious boots. And if it's not electrical and heated, you probably need a few pairs of stuff. I mean, the issues with the housing, even as like a paid barn manager, I've had housing that's been sketchy, pipes that have frozen, buildings that were probably not meant to be human habitations initially, like they converted a garage or something. No, the housing is really sketchy sometimes. How long were you there for at
I was there for
Friesians of
3
Majesty?
months. And
Okay. Oh, you did. And was that the plan? Or
no, I was
no?
going to stay there a year. And it's
Okay.
funny because the 3 months still feel like a year to me.
That you do.
Yes.
Yeah.
It was a lot.
Harrowing experience I've ever been through in my life.
So did they have you all over the farm, or were you mostly working with the young horses or lesson programs? Because there was a bunch of stuff going on there. Mm-hmm. There was like stuff up, down, right, and left. They had performances and then breeding and all kinds of stuff. So were you all over the farm, or were you mostly working in one section?
All over the farm, I would say, because I guess the one that we didn't really touch the most, which is the concerning one for me, was like the back pasture. And because the horses didn't really have care, they were just fed. So like pasture was like it was like a hill, like going downhill kind of. And it was like very muddy. And I only saw that a couple times. And when I did, it was like, oh my gosh, like that was like my eyes were open. I was like, this is not right. Like all the other ones were good, except maybe the surrogates didn't get as much attention because they did have surrogate thoroughbreds that were basically they had their babies for the Friesians. It's like a whole thing.
Embryo transfer mares, yeah. Recent mares, yeah.
That part of it was interesting. Like if I was able to see that part of it and work with that would have made the whole thing worth it. But also just the fact that, like I said, the back horses, when I saw that, I was like, oh my gosh. Like the main horses, like the main mares and the main stallions were beautiful. Like I didn't see like skinny horses at the time that I worked there, but I did notice the back lot, was, not cared for.
Yeah.
And they're worms. They're They're very big worms. And
Yeah. I mean, I
saw so many worms out of foals.
Oh, really? Whoops.
Crazy amount of worms.
Like huge. Like what is that? Yeah. So.
And what was the staff turnover like when you were there? Were there other people coming and going? There was a barn manager at one point who had been there for a long time, right? Wasn't there someone who ran it who had been there for like years?
I think so. Yeah. The one that I was, when I was working, had been working there for quite a while. She wasn't the nicest barn manager. She was pretty cruel to me. So that wasn't very fun for me. But she, what did you ask before that? Sorry. The barn manager.
Sorry, just if there were people who had been there for a while who had lasted and had other people been turning over while you were there. Was somebody headed out the door right when you were coming in?
No, it was like, as I was working there, they started just dropping off.
Gotcha.
The 3 main people that I was working with had been there for, I think, more than a year. So they were like the ride or dies. And I don't know how they did it. I think that's another aspect of it. It's like, I almost feel like it's because they were from the area. So they were kind of used to it more.
Gotcha. Yes.
Or they were just stronger. I don't know.
They're just, gotcha.
But I don't know. Definitely though. There were a lot of really young girls, like younger than me at the time. I think they're maybe 18 or something like that. But those ones,
boy,
they didn't last as long, obviously, and they dropped off, pretty quickly. And it was really sad, honestly. Like, a lot of them like had like anxiety and like they didn't want to go do the job, which I like looking back on it, I was frustrated with them, but it's like, that was a really, really scary, like not scary, but intense job. Like, I can totally understand why they didn't want to work there. But
Yes.
yeah,
Didn't want to be there and didn't want to stay. I saw I worked at a farm briefly once that had brought in two teenagers, brother and sister, I think from overseas, supposed to be for the summer. And they literally weren't even on the property for 24 hours and they left. Within a half a day, the sister had decided she didn't want to be there. They arrived at noon one day and they were gone before noon the next day.
and you know what? Good for them. Good for
Good
them.
for that. Yes.
Because we stayed there. We did it.
Yeah. No, you stayed. You stayed and hung out. So you're only there for 3 months. So you were mostly mucking stalls or taking care of babies, running around feeding horses. Did you do any riding or anything?
I think I rode 3 times while I was there.
3 times. All
Yes.
right, cool. Was anybody getting the regular lessons that they were supposed to?
No. No.
No.
Mm-mm.
And did you guys was there any kind of formally laid out contract? What was was this just email exchange back and forth, or you were just answering, there was a job description and so you just kind of presumed everything in the job description would happen?
Emma, did you have that? Because I don't recall that.
No contract. I got a very lengthy phone call from the guy where
okay.
he demeaned me. I sent him some video of me even jumping and said my focus would be, I wanted riding lessons though and to work with the trainers. And yeah, he warned me about the weather and the living conditions kinda. And was like, a lot of people come and they can't hang, and also said a lot of stuff about like, you'll get training here, but you're not quite up to our standards or something. You know what I mean?
Oh boy. Yeah.
Dude. Like, my video didn't even have jumping in it. It was just me riding around in a pen, and he was like, oh, you look great. It's like, I've done jumping before, and jumping alone is a lot more, difficult than what I was doing in that video. So I almost sense, like, from my perspective, I feel like it was almost like a manipulation kind of thing, but
that's I learned from all the people coming and going how to keep us there a little longer.
Yes.
I don't know.
Just for entertainment purposes, when Emma and I had first met, he still had, even though he'd had some horses seized, he still had a job listing up. So I got in touch with him and talked to him on the phone because I was just too curious. I'd seen this thing for years. So his main sell to me was that, and mind you, I'm over the age of 50 at this point when I talked to him. He was going to teach his special proprietary method of starting horses. It was his special technique. You couldn't get it any place else. And I was like, that's nice. But, yes. And he went on and kept talking and almost wouldn't let me talk. But yes, I can totally see, having just had that one brief conversation, that he's just going to walk all over anybody who's young and enthusiastic and eager.
Yep. Yeah, he liked to talk about his what is it called? When the foals are born, he does
the imprinting thing. Yes.
Yes.
That is what he talked about. Yes.
I never got to see.
Oh. Where did he ever say what his own personal education was? Where did he claim to have studied, learned, done anything? There was never any talk about that. No. All right. No. All right. Cool. So you were, so tell us about what was like your very first day like?
Do
you remember? Have you blocked it?
No, honestly, like every day was the same. Like,
gotcha.
Honestly, I think the winter just got colder.
Yeah.
I think that's a difference. Cause I was there during winter.
Yes.
And I could talk all day about the cold, but it wasn't just the cold. It's just the way it was run. It was just girls, like young girls. Like, I was 21, but I still think I felt pretty young at that time. And it was with the barn manager she's been there a while. And like I said, the three main girls that worked there they were used to the whole thing. So
Yes.
it was hard at first because I was learning the ropes, and, they were pretty, rude to me and not very nice to me, but over time, I mean, you kind of get that with any kind of place you work at, but over time it got better. But
Yes.
there was drama.
There was drama. So was this with horse handling or with people or
People, yeah, yeah,
with people? Yeah.
yeah. Like there was only one laundry machine.
Oh boy.
It was like not in the area that we lived in, but it was in. I think it was up. Was it in the top of a barn? Was it in the barn?
Or like their house or
Yeah.
something upstairs.
Yeah. So you like rarely could do, like I could only do laundry once a week, which my laundry was disgusting. All of our laundry was disgusting because we're in the pits. But,
Yes.
but I did my laundry, and the barn manager came up, and I didn't have time to take it out of the dryer. She took all my clothes out of the dryer and just plopped it on top of it, and then did her laundry and left my laundry soaking wet on top. And I only got to do it once a week. And I was just like, oh my God, like now I have no clothes. It's all sopping wet. Like you could have put it in the dryer, but yeah, I mean, that's a little thing, but it was a really big thing for me because it just showed like she did not care about me.
I swear this must be one of the things that we do. I had worked at a farm for a couple months that I couldn't handle because the people were just so obnoxious. And one of the things the manager would do is try to get me to do her laundry. She would text me on my day off and ask me to put her laundry in and take her laundry out. It'd be my day off and she'd be texting me to do her laundry. One of these little petty, pathetic, tyranny things that folks like to do. Making your laundry soaking wet in winter is really sick though. That's
like,
really twisted.
yeah.
How many horses did they have there when you were working at? Do you know?
I'm thinking it was definitely over 100 something. Something tells me it was 200, but I don't know. I feel like that's me being exaggerative, but that's what I think it was. But I might be exaggerating. Yes.
And
were they doing any shows in the winter? They must not have been doing any of those performances or displays or anything. They did, really? Wow.
We went to the equine affair together. I remember that.
You went there. Okay. Yeah. But they weren't bringing people onto the farm to do stuff. No.
No, there were people. They did come and they did a sleigh ride, and the horses were really out of
that's right. Was one of Anna's main stories was the sleigh ride of death. Yes.
Yeah, I heard that story.
Emma. Sorry, Emma. I'm saying Anna. No. One of Emma's stories was the sleigh ride of doom there. So they were bringing people there in the winter. Was this something that happened common? Was this like weekly or just it was rare? Okay.
No, it was like rare, like just because when they did the sleigh rides, the horses were like sopping wet, and like they rarely got to do that. So that was another part of it. You're like, oh my gosh, like they're going to die after that long. It was crazy. I went on the sleigh ride. Emma, were you on the sleigh ride?
He took me one time. He assumed I knew how to do all the stuff and I didn't. He gave me the horses at one point, like the reins. But at first it was like really bad weather. We shouldn't have been out. I thought it was like negative. It was 10 degrees or something. Very cold. But anyway, he had me leading them and trying to get them over this little like brook, and they wouldn't go. But then they suddenly went, and he didn't. Like I just jumped out of the way of the sleigh and got soaking wet up to like my waist almost. And the people in the sleigh were like, "Let's go back." She looked like this is bad, and he was like, "No." So we did the whole running around the field thing. And when I got back, I couldn't get my boots off, and then I got yelled at for like going in the house to like deal with that.
Poor thing. They treated you so badly. Oh.
No, you know what's really impressive? This is one of the things that we should put up a list of warning signs here and stuff. This is one of the things that these people do that I've had happen to me a number of times is they will put you in dangerous situations immediately. I had somebody once, you know, she was going to test me out. We were going to go out on a trail ride and she put me on this horse. The horse got more and more nervous the closer we got to the edge of the property line. And as soon as we departed from the property fencing, the horse had a complete stroke. And we completed on the rest of the trail ride with this horse, like just freaking out. Another time I had a guy say, well, I want to see you handle a young horse. So we took like a weanling, he and I, and we're walking together from point A to point B. And he stops and he says, I got to go do something for a second. And he leaves me standing out in this field with this weanling screaming its head off, plunging and rearing and freaking out because it's away from its mother and away from its friends. And he just disappeared, leaves me there holding this thing. I have more real entertaining stories. But this is definitely one of the danger signs of what these folks do. They will put you in a risky situation. Oh, well, I didn't know you didn't know how to do this or do that or jump a horse with draw reins. Everybody I know learns how to jump a horse with draw reins when they're 10. You know, like they will put you in a dangerous situation like it's one of their tricks. So that's definitely one of the big warning signs that you're in a bad thing because they will do it and they will usually do it pretty fast.
Mm-hmm. Yep. One time we were leading 3-year-old horses in the snow, which Emma brought up leading horses in the snow. Like it's, especially the young ones, they're like they being young and freaking out. I had one, and they're not used to being led either. These were the back pasture horses. So they just chill in that back pasture all day. They don't get any people dealing with them other than feeding them. So we were leading them and it bolted and I slipped and it kicked me, it was a side, in my cheek. And so I fell back. I was like in the snow and it chipped my tooth. Luckily I didn't have any other problems, but my back tooth was chipped. And the owner's reaction to it was that it was my fault and that we all needed to have a lesson on how to lead a horse. So basically he like shamed me in front of everybody and made me feel like I was the reason I got kicked in the face, which isn't true at all.
Big red flag. And it's funny how you said that he said you were such a great rider. I had somebody once to tell me, she's like, I think I can make you a Grand Prix rider in 3 years. You know, and this crazy chick, as soon as she hired me, then immediately disappeared for 2 weeks and we didn't see her. And she was like, oh, well, I had some personal things to deal with. You want to tell us you're disappearing from the barn? She left me and this other girl in her barn with all her clients' horses, her sale horses. She disappeared and she was gone. And we didn't see her for 2 weeks.
Oh my gosh.
Crazy bitch. But back to the Frisian farm. So were you thinking from the very beginning that you were going to be leaving soon, or did it take a while for you to get up to a certain incident where you really decided it was time to go?
Yeah, like I feel like it was during Christmas time. It was like right after Christmas. My ex was visiting and we rented one of the houses there to stay in because we had to, they made us pay for it.
Oh, you're paying him too. Awesome.
No, this was for the they had like a little apartment thing.
Yes.
Then we had to pay for it. But, so my ex was staying there. And so it kind of gave me more of an out because I was able to have a car there and pick me up. So I actually, I was so over it. This was like so cold. It was so cold. And that same night I had accidentally froze a hose and I just knew I was gonna hear it. And I knew what that meant. Like they would have to take like a heat gun or something and heat it up. And I was like, I don't want to deal with that. I don't want to deal with getting chewed out and all that, which granted, it was so easy to freeze a pipe there. Like it was so like, even if you weren't negligent, but
sure. Yes.
So I ended up packing all my things. I called my ex. I was like, I told my ex, I'm going to leave tonight. We're going to get out of here. And so I packed all my things late at night and I think I had an alarm for like 4 a.m. and I snuck out and I got in the car, turned on his vehicle and we just left. I was like,
Oh, wow. Oh,
yeah,
wow.
I'm not dealing
And
with
you're
this.
just gone. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Were you getting paid anything during the time that you were working there, or are you literally just working there for housing and experience?
No, we had a stipend of $100, I think, weekly. I'm pretty sure it was that.
$100 a week. Okay.
Yeah. And sometimes we didn't get paid on time. Like we had to like go and ask for it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And have you talked to, when you were there, were there any interns who were there who were happy with how things were going? I mean, sometimes there'll be like the top rider who rides all the FEI level horses, and that person doesn't care because they're getting to ride all the fancy horses. Is there anybody who was working there who was an intern who was happy with what was going on? Were they?
I don't think so. No, even the trainer was, which I loved the trainer at the time. She lived with us too. And she wasn't having a good time. Like she realized that the gig was not what she was expecting it to be.
Yes, yes. And how long had she been there when you were there?
I think she got there around the time that I started working there, actually.
Oh, geez. So she was very new too. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
And did she stay there for much longer after you're gone? Do you have any idea?
No, she left pretty quickly after I left.
She left pretty quick too. Oh, God.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, boy. So the only person who had stayed there for a few years does anybody know when the barn manager left? How long that person was there who was actually running the whole place?
No, I didn't keep up with that. Yeah.
And anybody, you wanted to leave and never come back.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But it did make me stronger. Like every job after that.
I'm sure.
has been fine.
So did you continue on in the horse industry?
Yeah, I'm not currently working, cause I'm in California and there's really not any equine jobs available here, at least in my area. But I did, work at several barns after that. I worked in Colorado and New Jersey.
I spent a long time in New Jersey. Where did you work
really?
in New Jersey?
So it was Round Valley and I think it was also in Elizabeth. It was near Elizabethtown, I believe.
Uh-huh. Mm-hmm.
I did a horse, it was another sleigh people and they did, what's it called? They did like, events. So they had,
Combined driving?
Yeah, driving. Yes, exactly.
Driving. Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah.
All right.
Which was fun.
Which is fun. Yes. No, combined driving is interesting. I did a combined driving job when I was younger in my 20s and I was living in North Salem, New York. So did you ever go to the Round Valley Reservoir if you were in New Jersey and around it? Oh, okay. Yes. I've ridden there. Round Valley Reservoir is a really cool area. That's actually a town that they flooded. Yeah. It's a really nice, park there. You can take the horses there off season. It's very steep and very, very rocky.
Yep. Yeah. Yeah. It was interesting. I remember riding the trail. I'm really into like, insects and stuff. And I didn't realize in New Jersey, they actually have like stick insects.
Yes.
It was so cool. I was like, what is that?
There's lots of fun stuff in New Jersey. You didn't work, if you were in Round Valley, you didn't work at the Rocky Mountain place.
I did.
There's a Rocky Mountain breeder. Oh, you did. You worked for the Rocky Mountain breeder there. Okay. Yes. I have been up to her place a few times.
Yep.
She's literally right on top. She's literally right on the side of the damn mountain there.
Yep.
which is steep. No, that's the Rocky Mountain horses are cool. Did you work for her for a while?
No, cause she was actually pretty far away from, where I lived. I lived in Edison.
Okay. That is far. Yes.
But I had to drive to get to the horse job. So I did what I could.
Yes. Oh, all right. So you were working there, but you were living in Edison at the time. Yes. That was a haul. And Edison is near, just outside of, Trenton, I think, right?
I think so. Yeah. Yep.
Yes. Oh, all right. Cool. How long did that job last for?
That one was probably just a couple months. Honestly, I was living with my ex and his mother at the time, so I really wanted to get out of New Jersey. So I moved to Colorado and I started working at, the Academy riding stables, where they ride through the Garden of the Gods in in Colorado Springs.
Gotcha.
Yeah. And I really liked that job too. It was very fun.
Gotcha. Rarely do things get as bad as it gets with the Friesian of Majesty situation, where horses are really genuinely being neglected and not sufficiently cared for and stuff. I haven't been able to find any solid information. I had heard a rumor that all the horses are actually off of the property now, because there was still, even after the last seizure, there was like 38 or 40 horses left or something.
But then the property, isn't it sold, or am I wrong? I think.
I don't know. I've been having a hard time getting a concrete answer to that. There was a rumor that the horses were gone and it was leased out to somebody else, but I haven't been able to find like any newspaper articles or anything. Run into people online when I had asked about this who said, oh yeah, they went, to see a show and it was just magical. So he definitely did make an impression on the people who don't know anything about horses and just showed up to see the shows.
The beautiful stallions and mares.
The beautiful stallions. How many horses did they bring to the equine affair when you were there?
I believe so. I think we brought a young one and his mom.
Okay, so just like 2. You didn't bring 10.
No, I believe we brought one of the stallions too. No, it wasn't a whole bunch of them. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, and then what I had recalled when I first read something about that place, I think on the Chronicle of the Horse discussion boards, I don't even want to try to think about how many years ago that was now. The accusation at that time was that he was sexually harassing people, like in the breeding lab, rubbing himself up against people, doing stuff like, did anything like that? Was that going on, or you don't know?
No, I heard rumors about, just, things like I heard rumors about cameras. I heard rumors about, like him, like sexually harassing people, but I never experienced anything like that. We just, we were kind of like, the girls were like, don't talk about it. Like, don't
talk about it. Oh, Jesus. Yeah.
Yeah. Like, just don't even mention anything. Like, we're not allowed to say anything. And it's like, okay, like, this is something you should talk about, like, if this is happening.
Yes. Well, I mean, that's definitely, safe sport is only catching up on stuff. Now, this wouldn't even have fallen into a safe sport thing. Was he showing any of these animals at recognized shows, or he was just all doing his own thing?
Yeah, I think he was showing, I think he showed at Equine Affair. I'm pretty sure he did.
All right. So that's not a USEF recognized show there. There wasn't any horses going in any USEF shows. Okay. Yeah.
I don't think so. No.
All right. Mm-hmm. So he wasn't doing anything that would have even fallen under an oversight body. They're coming out and prosecuting a lot of people for safe sport violations right now. And a lot of this stuff is stuff that happened a decade ago. All right. So yeah, he was there. So nobody, when you were there, nobody was putting horses on the truck and taking them to like GMHA. Were you far from there? Is that place far from the Green Mountain Horse Association showground?
I'm not aware. Emma,
okay.
I'm not aware. No.
I had no idea. And when I got there, they weren't showing at all. And they showed me like the iguana fair stuff. And we're like, and other than that, they did like the breeding qualifications, or they had
gotcha.
done.
Like the names, and they did all the names and the
currings and stuff. So did the Friesian curring stuff and then just went to Equine Affair, but they weren't going to USCF horse shows at all.
Mm-mm.
No. All right. Cool. Is there anything else you want to talk about your time there or anything? So we've identified the one warning sign is people putting you in physical danger. And they very often, I've found them to do it in pretty short order. Any other red flags that you could pass on to people who are young, enthusiastic people who are looking at internship positions?
I think just the isolation aspect of it was
yes.
That wasn't cool for me. But yeah, if something's too good to be true, it usually is, especially like the way he talked to me about like my video, like how he was so like amazed at how I rode. I I mean, I was young, and my parents were like really into it. Like they wanted me to get out and get out there.
Yes.
But yeah, I was trying to think of what I could say like to help younger people, but one of the main things I was thinking about was like I guess I should have like said something to like some like the Dorset Equine or something like that, like said, like reported or something about the back lot, but it wasn't as bad. I mean, the horses weren't skinny like that.
Yep.
If I saw that, I would have been like that. But
I was there later and they were still not anything the ASPCA would write home about, you know?
Yeah. So I guess a lot of it is for parents too. Like if your kid's going off, you should like really like research the place too. But a lot of the stuff I looked up, I did research it before I went there. And a lot of the stuff was good, like positive, like people visiting the place and seeing it, which I think, like you said, is a lot of the people probably were fanatics of Friesians. Like they liked the way the horse looked and it was beautiful.
Yes.
Whereas they didn't really understand like the actual the industry or, weren't really in on it. Like, so they didn't question, like, I didn't question. Yeah.
The few tours, right, and I felt like it was very two-faced, like the way he and the manager would talk to us versus tourists, essentially. They had these great experiences. They got these riding lessons and, like, I don't know.
Mm-hmm. So he really shifted gears when there was public around, and he spoke in a different manner, and then when it was just you guys, it was a different deal.
Yeah, we were just like I don't know. It was almost like we were like, slaves.
Yeah. I mean, if you have this feeling of that you're really super nauseous in the pit of your stomach and you want to throw up, the job situation is probably not good. All right. Emma, do you have any other questions or anything else you want to chat about?
I know there was like a follow-up article, so I'll try to find that.
Emma, how many people were sharing the housing when you were there?
When I was there was one of the instructors lived upstairs, and then a student who was paying to be there. Like, she was an intern with us, but she didn't work as much, and she paid to be there, so she got a room.
Gotcha.
In between that shared bathroom that we all used to bathe. And I think that somewhere up there is what she's talking about, there being laundry. And then downstairs, there's like a very small living room. It's like a trailer attached to the rest of the house.
Oh boy.
And then there was like a stove, a fridge, not much counter space, and a few cabinets, and the living room, and then a room that was the size of maybe a large bedroom, and there was 6 or 8 beds with sheets between them. And when I was there, there were 5 of us, and then when one girl came, she left, and I had her pick me up because she lived around there. And so then they were back to 3 interns again, and they were always talking about that. And they said that, a few years before or something, everyone had quit. And at the time they had 2 instructors, a man and a woman who had traveled and done dressage stuff, and they worked there. They were unhappy. There was a girl who came when I was there who she lived there, so she was able to check it out with her parents, and she was underage, so she spent maybe a week there and was like, I'm out. And so I ended up calling her, and she got me out of there because they wouldn't take me to the airport. He said vaguely it would be a week or so when he could take me or something. So yeah, I left, and I don't know.
It's crazy.
That is crazy. Were they running your standard after school and weekend kids lesson program there? Was there summer camp? And
I didn't know. I was in winter. I don't know.
Okay.
I feel like that would be in summer, but I don't think they did. Mm-mm.
Gotcha. All right. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
They had one person come for a lesson, and they, gave her the bestest horse, and the owner came. It was just, a big to-do about it, and I remember being annoyed that I had ridden like once.
Uh-huh.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, and
Well,
the riding was like exercising too. Like they were like, oh, we need to ride these horses. Like it was like a job. And I was like, that's not what I came here for.
that's not what I came for. So they had you just putting miles on horses, on legging
Yeah.
up horses that were trained already.
Yeah, exactly. Yep.
Yep. Okay, gotcha. So what did you actually tell him your goals were when you went to the job? You went and got this in internship, and what did he say he was going to be able to do for you?
He told me I was going to learn like how to ride the Friesians and learn dressage, and he wanted me to learn I wanted to learn specifically like the embryo stuff and the
Yeah.
breeding aspect of it. But yeah, that didn't happen.
It didn't happen. Okay. All right. Yeah. You never got any time in the lab. Well, were they collecting stallions there, or were they doing live cover, or you don't know what their actual breeding?
Oh no, they were collecting. Yeah, they had
Okay.
dummy or the phantom. That's what they called
Yeah.
it.
Yeah. So they were collecting. Were they shipping out to other people? They were collecting and shipping to other people, or they were just breeding all mares on their own farm?
Yeah, I don't know about that. I know they were breeding the horses on their farm though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, geez. No, I wonder how many horses he had there total over the year. If he was breeding and he had up to 200 at one point, he must have bred at least a couple, 100.
Yeah, there are so many babies at one time when we were there. Like in a little, like like a fence, like there are babies all over the place in this one fence. It was just like, oh my gosh. Like, it's crazy how many babies they had at the time. When I was there.
Yeah. Did they get them sold? Did any of them leave while you were there? Did they get theoretically sold and
No,
shipped off? No.
I know there was one Frisian stallion that was like, they're really important. There's two main ones, but there was one other one, which was one of their main ones, and they were supposedly supposed to be training him, allegedly.
Oh.
And I guess he wasn't being trained, but he was supposed to be being trained. And,
Yeah. He was supposed to be trained, yes.
yeah. Yeah.
And
he was
these were all horses that the farm owner owned. He didn't have taken outside training clients, right?
No, he did. They had,
We did.
they had boarders. Yeah. They had boarders.
Geez. And these were all for Frisian horses though, or did they have a general boarding operation for just people in the area?
Friesians. I'm pretty sure there are only Friesians in the main barn.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So he probably sold some to people and then kept them in training when they were sold, type of a thing.
Yeah. Yep.
Interesting. And interesting. All right.
And
Cool.
the trainer could not, it's not even the trainer's fault. She wouldn't have been able to keep up with the amount of horses there.
Oh, yeah. No, no way. No.
Like you could be on a horse like all day, all night.
Were they bringing any people in from other countries, either from Europe or any of your very common undocumented Spanish speaking workers? Do they have any of those folks around, or anyone who came from the EU or anything?
Not for the interns, no, but the trainer was from Europe. And
okay.
She had trained before. Like she was legit, but she was super.
I would love to talk to her.
She's really cool. I love her, but I don't.
That's cool. Do you have contact with her? I totally want to hear from her.
I'll check my Facebook, because I remember last time I saw that her Facebook was removed. Like she was
damn.
Because sometimes you can see like their name but not their profile. But I'll see, and I know her name though. I do know her name. Mm-hmm. Yeah,
no, it would be very interesting to talk to her, even if it wasn't for a podcast, just to get how this place compared to other places that she had come from in Europe. So she had trained Friesians in Europe. She was from Holland. She was Dutch.
She trained, I don't think it was Friesians. I'm pretty sure she trained Lusitanos. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, she had like formal training there. Yeah. Is it Lusitanos or I think I'm mixing it up with Lipizen. Yeah, I'm mixing them up. Lipizen. How do you say that name?
Lipizoners?
Yeah.
Lipizoners? All right.
Yeah, and that's what they were. The ones that do the in the air and they spring their legs out like that. Yeah, that's
Well,
what
I heard from, there was 2 trainers when I was there. One was a guy, one was a girl. I didn't know the lady, like she wasn't around when I was there. But the guy, he said he came to work because she said to come, and they used to like tour together doing something with Lipizoners. So I wonder if that's the same people.
maybe.
I have no idea what their name is.
Blonde. Very nice though. I liked her. Yeah, she was the sun in the light in the darkness there.
Yes. Oh boy. Yes. So she was not happy, but you guys didn't have any specific conversation.
No, there wasn't really time to do that. And
yes, you were pretty much overwhelmed all the time. Yeah.
And like I said, the culture was kind of weird. Like it was like you don't talk about it, and if you do, you're an enemy. Like,
yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Geez.
Yeah.
All right. And do you know how long she was there before she left?
No.
No. All right, Emma. She'll have to be the next person that we have to track down.
Yeah, I'm on a mission, detective mission.
Yes. So I wonder if she worked for a private. She didn't work for the Temple Lipinzons in the United States. You're pretty sure she worked for the Lipinzons over in Europe. Oh, okay. All right. All right, ladies. Well, we don't want to keep you here for forever, Vivian. It was so nice of you to agree to come to chat with us. We've been trying to find somebody who would want to come and share more information about their wonderful adventures at the Frisian farm in Vermont.
Wonderful. Yes.
Is there anything else you want to say before we let you go, or Emma?
It's nice to talk to you, Emma, and it feels like a camaraderie thing. Like,
yes. Yes. Well, you guys have to start a secret former Friesians of Majesty's employee Facebook page.
That would be so cool.
Start a page and invite you and Emma to it, and see if we can get some other folks to show up there. That might be a good way to track some of the folks down.
Yep. That's a great idea.
I'm gonna email you my phone number, and we should just keep in touch. Definitely. And thank you so much for being willing to share your experience.
Yeah.
Yes. Thank you very much. We really appreciate it. And, I know all the young enthusiastic folks are young and enthusiastic, but, hopefully we'll, encourage some of them to take a real close look before they commit to one of these things.
Yep. Exactly. Nice.
All right, ladies. Nice talking to you. We'll let you go. Have a nice day, guys.
Bye.
Bye.